like and subscribe for more. Hey, you made it. I'm sitting on my bed with my diary balanced on my knees, and it's Friday night. The kind of Friday that doesn't ask you to be anywhere. No loud plans, no group chat chaos, just me. And I know that sounds a little lonely, but it doesn't feel lonely tonight. It feels quiet in the best way. Okay. Dear Diary, Friday, late evening. I always write the date like it's important evidence, like I'm building a case for my own life. But maybe it is important, because tonight feels like a turning point. I can hear the air moving out there, like the world is stretching after a long nap. And it finally smells different. Not that sharp frozen winter smell that bites your nose the second you step outside. This is softer, damp in a good way, like soil waking up, like a promise. Spring is back. I wrote that and my chest did this little lift, like a tiny balloon inside me. Spring is back, as if it had left on purpose, as if it just went away for a while, like, I'll be right back, and winter slammed the door behind it. My room is dim except for my bedside lamp, warm yellow, cozy, like honey. And I've got the window cracked open just enough that the air can sneak in. I'm wearing the same oversized sweatshirt I've been living in all winter, except now it feels too heavy. Not because it's uncomfortable, just because my body remembers what it's like to not need armor. Winter always turns me into a person who braces for cold, braces for darkness at 4 p.m, braces for sidewalks that try to throw you on your back if you step wrong, braces for that gray sky that makes everything feel muted, like the world is speaking in a whisper that's almost a sigh. This winter felt longer than usual. Did it? Or did I just feel everything more? I keep thinking about the last time I saw actual snow. Real snow, not the sad leftover piles that turn into gray slush by the road. It was pretty, I guess, the way it made everything look clean for a moment. But then it turned into ice, and the ice turned into waiting. Waiting is the worst part. Not the cold itself, not even the wet socks. It's the waiting. Waiting for the sun to feel like something. Waiting for the sky to remember it can be blue. Waiting for your fingers to stop hurting the second you leave the house. And then, today happened. Today the sky was blue. Not just kind of blue. Not the washed out, unsure blue that looks like it's trying. A real one. Bright, confident, like it didn't have to apologize for being there. I went outside earlier, just for a little walk. Nothing dramatic. I didn't even plan it. I just opened the door and the air touched my face and I froze because it didn't hurt. It didn't sting. It didn't slap me awake like winter always does. Instead, it felt like a warm hand on my cheek. Like the day leaned in and said, "Hey, I'm here. You can unclench now." The sun felt like a hug. That's cheesy, but it's true. It was warm enough that I could feel it through my clothes. Warm enough that I caught myself tilting my face up, like a cat, like I was charging up. And there were birds, actual birds, not just one lonely sound in the distance. It was like they'd all scheduled a meeting and decided to show up at the same time. I stood there on the sidewalk and listened for a second, and I swear my eyes almost watered, which is ridiculous because it's just birds. But it wasn't just birds. It was the sound of the world continuing, the sound of things returning. And the snow is gone. No more crusty white piles hiding in the corners of parking lots. No more ice sheets pretending to be harmless puddles. No more crunch, crunch, crunch under your shoes like the ground is irritated. Now it's wet pavement. Little puddles that actually look like water. Little streams running along the curb like they're in a hurry to deliver the last of winter somewhere else. I could finally walk without fear of falling. That alone is a miracle. Back in winter, I used to walk like a baby deer. Shoulders tight, steps small, eyes glued to the ground like I was searching for landmines. And today I realized I was looking up, at the trees, at the clouds, at the open space above rooftops. I forgot what it was like to look. There's this tree near the corner shop that I pass all the time. All winter it looked like bones, just bare branches, stiff and dark, reaching into the sky like it was asking for something and never getting an answer. But today, there were tiny buds, not leaves yet, just hints, little dots of life, like the tree was whispering, soon. And it made me think about me, because I've felt like that tree sometimes, standing there, doing my best, looking okay from far away, but up close, just waiting for something inside me to soften. Maybe I'm budding too. Okay, now I'm definitely being dramatic, but also, maybe it's not dramatic. Maybe it's honest. Winter always makes me quieter, not just because it's cold, but because everything feels like it shrinks. The days shrink, the light shrinks, my energy shrinks. My world becomes home, work, errands, repeat. And it's like my thoughts get trapped inside thick glass. But spring makes everything breathe again. I can feel the cool but not cold air coming in through the crack in the window. And it's funny because it's still a little chilly. If someone from summer walked in right now, they'd probably say, "Close that window, are you crazy?" But to me, it feels gentle. Like the world is cool from being asleep, not cold from trying to punish you. I keep remembering the moment earlier when I realized my hands weren't numb, just normal hands. What a weird thing to be grateful for. I didn't need gloves. I didn't need gloves. That sentence is so small, but it feels huge. Now I'm back in my room, and the lamp is on, and my diary pages are warm from the light. And I'm thinking about all the little things that come with spring that I miss without noticing until they're gone. Like opening the window without it feeling like a mistake. Hearing people outside talking and laughing because they don't want to rush indoors. The sound of a skateboard rolling in the distance. The smell of someone grilling for no reason other than the air allows it. The world feels lighter. It does. And I want to let myself feel that. I want to stop bracing. Maybe that's the main thing. Winter makes me brace. Spring makes me soften. And softening sounds scary, doesn't it? Because when you soften, you feel more. You notice more. You want more. And wanting things is risky. But also, what's the point of living through the cold months if you don't let the warm months actually reach you? I think I've been holding my breath since, December. Not literally, just emotionally. Like I've been waiting for permission to be happy again. And today, the sky handed it to me without even asking. I give myself permission to enjoy this. I'm underlining it there because I'll forget. I always do. You know what else I noticed? The sunlight looked different. In winter, sunlight is pale. It shows up like it's doing you a favor, and then it leaves before you can even say thank you. But today, it had color. It had weight. It made shadows that looked alive. I stood by the window earlier and watched the light land on my floor, and it made this bright rectangle that looked like an invitation. Like the room was telling me, come here, sit in it, let it touch you. So I did. I sat right there on the floor like a little kid, legs crossed, and I let the sun warm my knees. And I felt silly for how good it felt, like I'd been starving and someone handed me a piece of fruit. That's what spring is, a fruit after hunger, a drink after thirst, a warm palm pressed to your back saying, you made it. I made it through winter. I did, even when it felt endless, even when I was tired, even when I had days where getting out of bed felt like stepping into cold water. And now the ice is melting, and the snow is gone, and the sky is blue, and the sun is warm, and I want to be the version of me that believes in beginnings again. Okay, practical things. Spring means I can finally put away the heavy coat soon. Maybe not today, but soon. And I know that sounds like nothing, but putting away the heavy coat is like putting away a whole mood. I want to clean my room tomorrow. Not because it's messy, well, it is a little messy, but because spring cleaning is like making space, like telling the air, you can come in. I want to change my sheets, open the windows wide, let fresh air wash over everything like water. I want to wipe the dust off my shelves and feel like I'm wiping winter off my brain. And I want to wear lighter clothes, not even for fashion, just for freedom.